All right, folks, welcome to the SEO Science Show with Josh Baczynski. Today we're going to SEO University, and we're going to be taking a look at the latest Google update. It is August 20-something, 2020, in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. I've been isolated at home for almost 2 months now, and I'm kind of sick, but I'm fine. I'll be all right. And we're doing the SEO University today, and we're going to try to diagnose the Google updates and how you could diagnose Google updates overall in general. Just going to quickly look over here and see, yep, I'm broadcasting. Okay, look at that. And there's even a microphone and everything. Okay, so when you go to SEO University is my mentorship group. We use science to try to, Google doesn't like it when I say reverse engineer. So I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say we're learning how to do SEO properly based on the actual algorithms that Google's using by doing a series of highly scientific testing, highly structured testing that are meant to tease out the exact ranking factors for Google. And we've had tremendous success. If you don't believe me, go to bit.ly/SEOproof. And we have a few spots left in SEO University if you want to enroll. If you do, please email me. Or if you have any other SEO questions at all, any SEO questions, email me at joshbaczynski@gmail.com. That's joshbachynsky@gmail.com. No spaces, no dots. And I'd be happy to see if I can answer you. And so once you've learned what the algorithms are, even if when Google does an update, of course, they don't tell us what they're doing, and depending on the information they give us, but even if they give us some information, you can do a lot of detective work when you really know what the algorithms already are. So let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. So while people are watching and people are streaming in slowly, go ahead and ask questions here in the chat on the top right hand side, and I'll try to get to them if possible. I'm not going to be on here for long. I'm not feeling too well with the coronid, but I'll try to help as much as I can. So let me show you what I mean. So first off, you got to know about SE Roundtable and Barry Schwartz's blog. He is, of course, the top news guy in SEO, always has been, really. Other than Matt Cutts, who used to work for Google, who used to be the guy. Go to category/Google updates, and he's going to tell you all the recent Google updates are going on. And this is the one we're talking about here. It's this possible update on April 16th. Now, why am I talking to you about this? Because a lot of people were hammered by this update. A lot of people in doing black hat SEO, a lot of people doing guest SEO, a lot of people doing bad SEO. They were hammered by this update because they're not using all the up-to-date tactics. I know this for a number of reasons. One, my student group, only about 2% were affected. Approximately 2% of my student group were affected. And it was minor shifts really of a few spots. Other groups are suffering major hits, and I'll show you an example in a second. Other groups are suffering major hits and of massive page drops. And they're sending out emails like, the sky's falling, it's an emergency session. Another rival group run by Ted and Kyle and Clint. I can't remember what the hell they call it. SEO Fight Club, I think. That's what they call it. They literally had a video recently that said that this is like an all hands on deck emergency. Dory Friend, who's been in the SEO industry forever, is putting out emails trying to sell her stuff with sentences in there saying stuff like, I know the industry is falling and you probably just got majorly hit. So a huge percentage of those guys have been hit, which is not surprising to me because if you go over here and look at Google Trends, Google has been hitting the SEO industry hard. This is the November update. And then just recently when Corona came out, people thought maybe they should be doing SEO and the interest in SEO ramped back up. It's been higher than it's ever been in 5 years. This is 5 years' time. But in the November update, this is when Google released the anti-SEO algorithm, and it hit a lot of people. And then people came back. So, for example, let me show you. This is one of my students, and he too was hit in the November update. Then he joined the group and he implemented some of our processes, and then he implemented one of our scientific results here that just blew out of the water. And obviously, he's getting positioned like 2 and 4 at the time. Now he dropped only a few spots to position 5, and it's now better because he's implementing some other fixes that we know of. So we're all over this. We get increases while people are getting huge drops. while people are suffering these huge drops, we get increases, right? For the students who were already students, they didn't see any drops. And so, it really goes to show you need science. You need to do science either on your own. You need to do science on your own, scientific testing, and it needs to be good. Like, it's hard. It's not easy to do. It takes a lot of chess-like planning of how to imagine how the algorithm works and then dream up tests to test it in a single variable isolated environment and not run afoul of Google's multiple anti-SEO algorithms. Go back. They have anti-SEO algorithms. They have anti-SEO algorithms, like hitting us here, and they're hitting you here, but they also have anti-testing. And if you don't know how that works, if you weren't doing serious testing during the period in which Google was A/B testing this, and you could see before and after, then you have no idea what kind of how they're screwing up the results and shuffling things around, so you can't make any educated guesses as to what the heck is Google doing. I was just lucky enough to be doing testing at the time, the various times I've done it, because I've been doing pretty consolidated, serious testing for the last 3 years, 8 hours a day, every day kind of a deal. And it's a full-time job, but it's hard, but it was a labor of love for me, and it's produced such tremendous results that I recommend you join SEO University to learn about it as soon as possible. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, that's what my group is seeing, drops of 3 spots, whereas, watch this. So if we go on to Barry Schwartz's blog here, you can read about what people are saying in the forums. That's not as important. I find a gold mine of information that's even better than Barry's site is the comments on it. Not from being nasty comments that people are all nasty and whatnot. And you can see here's a link to my site right here. Here's SEO University. That goes right to my show right here, which is what you're watching. So I'm also sponsored by Barry here. Have been for years. Read what happens when people say this is the gold mine. And when you know how the algorithms work from science already and being SEO University, now you're going to be able to start really tell a lot of stuff from what seems like a little. It seems like scant information, but we're able to tell a lot of stuff. For example, this Mark W. guy says, I posted yesterday, I'm still seeing it today, big fluctuations in rankings for our niche. Apart from our own site, which has dropped around 5th to 8th, 9th, 10th. So that's not too bad. 5 spots, that's a little worse than my group. But others are seeing drops from 4th to 5th to the middle of page 2. And here's the important part. Then back up. So it's this Google dance of them dropping from page 2 to page 1, page 2 to page 1, page 2 to page 1. Has anybody else seen that in your search console? If you haven't, you're either A, very lucky that you've got a site that people like, that Google likes, or B, you haven't been paying attention. Quite frankly, it's getting nasty out there. I'm not insulting anybody. I'm not insulting you. I'm just saying, Google's getting nasty out there. They've been getting nasty since 2010. So I mean, I know you guys already know what I'm talking about, right? And here, so one guy says it, okay, that's interesting. I know exactly what that is as soon as I read it, because I've seen it in the testing environment. And then another guy comes up, Mark W., again, the same guy comes up, and he says it's still doing the same thing. It's dancing around from page 1 to page 2, back to page 3. So this is very interesting that this is going on. So I find that obviously it's kind of interesting to see how this is happening. Now, people think it's anchor text and exact partial match ratio. They start guessing it's links. They start guessing it's different kind of stuff. Don't listen to the guessing of what people are talking about here. What you want to do is you want to read what they're saying it's doing to their site. And don't read the fights either, because it's a waste of time. So that's a good thing to notice on Barry's site there. So Hosni says, hi, Josh. It's great to see you streaming. Hope you get better soon. Thanks, Hosni. And then Mike says, I'm back. Yes, I am. So if you have more questions, go ahead and ask. Chase says, where have I been? I've been sick. I'm sure I caught this coronavirus. I can't get a test up here in Canada any more than people can in the States. But you know, it's all the symptoms, and it's hard for me to breathe, and I don't have any breathing problems. So there can't be two major lung infections going around the planet at the same time. You know, people would have said so by now. So I'm pretty sure I got it. So it's pretty nasty. But I'm still around. I'm gonna just do a short video today because my lungs are hurting actually talking right now. And if I go quiet for a second, it's because I'm muted like I'm about to do, and I'm coughing. So I just want to show you guys how Barry's site is really good to look to, and look, don't listen to the arguments there. Look to see how people are saying what it's doing to their rankings, because that's the symptoms you need, right? You need the symptoms of what's happening to know what's going on. And when you're part of SEO University, I'm going to show you all the ways to diagnose all the important things. All the important stuff goes off of a bunch of different formulas. We have a formula. And there's, you know, more on-pagey stuff. There's a big secret in on-page we discovered. There's text stuff, including URL parameters. Don't have those. Tag pages, WordPress pages don't have those. Make sure your canonicals are set right. Duplicate pages can be a problem, but if they're showing up in a certain area in Search Console, if you're having crawl problems, then that is a little hint that could be an issue. And there's other things in Search Console you definitely should be looking at, like the speed, for example. If Google is going to bother making a speed portion in Search Console, obviously you should be listening to it. You know, that's not a secret. You know speed is a ranking factor. You just don't know how important it is. I do. I set it out in a separate formula. So as you can imagine, I obviously think it's important. 5, 6, and 7 here. Sadly, you have to join SEO University to figure out what this is. It would take me. I have a 4-hour. I have like a 4-hour orientation on this, so I couldn't even go over it in just in a quick little video. I don't have the time. But this is important, and this, quite frankly, 5, 6, and 7, this is where Google's updates recently have been. November was some on-page stuff, but it was 5, 6, and 7, and then recently in January, and in March, and again in April, it's been 5, 6, and 7. So that has to do with something else, other than what you see here. It's not speed, it's not tech, it's not on-page, and it's not links. You might be wondering, well, what the hell is it? Well, there's 3 different things here that are major ranking factors that if you don't even know about them, then you can't take advantage of them, right? So join SEO University, apply to join you. I should say, sorry, email me at joshbachynski@gmail.com. Let me write that down for you. Josh, BACHYNSKI @gmail.com, and apply for SEO University. I'm going to send you some questions. I do not accept everybody. And we'll see if you make the application procedure for the university courses, and then we can get you going. Especially if you've been having trouble recently, because it's not going to get any easier, guys. So I don't want to see you dropping out of SEO. I don't want to see your businesses fail. I don't want to see your businesses suffer. Join SEO University and get the education that you need to be able to move forward. Mike is suggesting some very naughty things. Hosni asks, are you going to prepare a video on the new Google tutorials they released on Webmaster Conference when you get better? Hosni, you're the one who sent me extra videos. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, I want to talk about that today, actually, right now. Stuart Peters says, Josh, you need some steroid tablets for your lungs. Steroids? I don't know if I should be taking steroids. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know about that. I would have uber lungs. I would have the Hulk lungs. My lungs would say, you wouldn't like it if I get angry, or whatever that Hulk line is. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. That's it. So Stuart says it's working for him. Well, I don't know. Yeah, that's the problem, with this Corona thing. It's the same thing with SEO. There's all this rumor out there. Some of it could be good. Some of it could be bad. And you just don't know what to follow. You just don't know what to listen to, right? And that's kind of the same problem. We're kind of in the same boat for Corona, and we're in the same boat for SEO. But let me tell you, my opinion is that you need to get the science, especially in SEO. As far as I know, the coronavirus was made by nature, as far as I know. And as far as the science seems to say right now, and science is not this evil genius trying to trying to trick us, as opposed to Google is an evil genius trying to trick us. And so you need scientific method even more in Google than you need in nature if you want to make any kind of progress. So let me talk about that now. Thanks, Hosni, very much. So if we go to Webmaster Central on the YouTubes, and see if we can find it here. Or Hosni, you can show me that link again, maybe, as we can see if we can find it. They put up a conference, or maybe this is it here. Yeah, the 2019 Webmaster View Conference. This is, and I already watched Paul Haar's video, which was the last one. I didn't even know about the first 7, so thank you, Hosni, for pointing that out to me. I'm so busy doing science, I don't really listen to what Google is saying these days. This is the exception. It only has 6,800 views. Oh man, you have a huge opportunity to get a leg up on all the other SEOs right now. I can't believe this is so low that so few people have watched this. I mean, I get it. Usually Google's information is so whitewashed, it's so useless to watch. But yeah, no, this was not. So I definitely recommend you go through all these videos. Let me share the URL here in the chat. There's the URL in the chat, and I'll put the URL in the description as well. This is another situation where here we go. This is another situation, this Webmaster Conference, the rare situation, excuse me. Oh boy, a rare situation where Google has actually put out something useful. And if you are a member of SEO, it'll even be useful for the layperson who doesn't know SEO science. And if you listen to SEO University, if you're a member of SEO University, if you're one of my mentorship students, each of these videos is like Google confirming all of our experiments that we didn't need them to confirm because we already confirmed them through science. But every single one, we're like, oh, I can't believe it. Oh my God, I can't believe he just said that. I can't believe he admitted that out loud. Like me and my students are just like, what? We're flipping out because I couldn't believe. Now, Paul Haar is a little bit better because I think he took over for Matt Cutts. I think he's their main search guy. He is their lead engineer anyway. He's been there for a long time. If he still works there, I think he does. I can't remember now. They have so many people moving around and with the coronavirus and whatnot. But Paul Haar, of course, is the guy on my website. I had a debate with Paul Haar back in the day about their ethics and their quality raters guide and their philosophy of how they follow things and how they police the truth and whatnot, and how they pretend that the police of the truth. And so he asked me to do a write-up for him, so I did. He didn't like this very much. This page was hacked for a while, so I put it on Facebook as well. You can always search for it on Facebook. I put it public, A Philosophical Refutation of Google's Quality Raters Guidelines. If you want to see that, that's on my blog, themoralconcept.net. But anyway, that's the same Paul Haar. And all these videos are just fascinating to watch. You have to watch these videos if you want to be an SEO and claim you know what you're talking about. So, I mean, in Webmaster conferences, they went over a whole bunch of good stuff.
Hello.
There's gold. Yeah, don't really listen to Danny Sullivan. He doesn't matter. But the engineers, this guy, he said so much. He released so many things. Like, first off, he tells you how they're checking out deduplication, how they identify and cluster the duplicate web pages. He fully admitted it was checksum values, how they pick representative URLs, how they forward signals to representative URLs. That was super important. What else did he talk about here? They gave you the reasons why they deduplicate, and buried in the reasons of why they deduplicate, he started telling you what are the big issues in deduplication, and gave you some hints as to how you can, I don't know, cough, use it or not, or not be used by it, and how to avoid being scraped and whatnot. Then he talked about how they cluster it and a localization of that. And then how they select canonical URLs. So this was probably the most important part for you understanding how their canonicals work, how the canonicals are all suggestion, how how 301s are a suggestion, how 302s are a suggestion, how canonicals, the rel canonical tags are a suggestion, how links are a suggestion, how a duplicate content is in effect a link. So I've already said too much there. Like that's just to whet your appetite as to what they started talking about, the signals they use for that, how much they trust it or not. Yeah, see there he's talking about checksums after they ignore the boilerplate. That's another important piece. I mean, Google's been saying this for years, but not a lot of people have been in SEO for years. Some people are new, so it's important for me to go over even the basic stuff. Like, yes, they do checksums. Checksums is, unless I'm wrong, a really simple way of explaining it that I don't think breaks the idea is they equate all the characters to math, and then they just look at the numbers and see if they add up. So that's some programmers may be like slapping their foreheads. That was too simple an explanation, but simply a checksum is they check the sum. They add up all the characters in a certain way. They represent all of the words with mathematically, and then they just check to see if it's equal mathematically, so to speak. They also check design as well. Don't forget they render design, and so they're actually quite smart. Sorry about that. And always give them an HTTP error. Never give them like a meta thing, or never give them, never let it time out. Never serve 200. If you don't know what I'm talking about, like HTTP status codes, never serve 200 on an error, a page that should serve 404. A 404 is an error code, and they will ignore it. If you're serving 200 on a page, but it's effectively a 404 page, that's when they get screwed up many times. So there's a lot of information here, which is really, really good. Also, I'm just going to say, look at that word. Isn't that an interesting word? I wonder what that word means. What is that? What do you think that means to you? I don't know. Could be important. I mean, there's so much I want to say, but I can't. Come join SEO University, and you can. You'll hear too much of me. You'll hear me all the time. When main content is the same page as cluster, yep. This can include boilerplate, only localization. Clever geo retargeting can cluster as well, so you got to be careful. Definitely make sure when you're doing multiple languages, you have hreflang tag set up properly. He's talking about cloaking as well. That's why the old Matt Cutts video of cloaking comes up here. Okay, so that's just an example, of how they're also training us by machine learning. They do everything by machine learning. They're hijacking, overwriting content is the important thing that they're trying to stop. They're trying to stop scraping. I'd love to hear if you think scraping still happens, like if anyone's still scraping your site and then outranking you with your own content. Is that still happening to anybody? If it is, let me know. I'd love to hear it, because it sounds like he seems to be thinking that they haven't nailed it. He would never be he's a cautious programmer, that he'd never be so brash. But it sounds like they're doing pretty good. Anyway, so they're not long. This is only 8 minutes. And each one is, you can see 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes. And you can see some of the engineers are terrified. Like they don't want to say anything because they're like, I'm going to get fired if I say the wrong thing. So it's kind of sadistic, but it's kind of humorous to see, like, haha, now you're the scared one, like it's kind of funny that way. Anyway, so I would watch all of these from the web deduplication all the way up to 8, improving search. Definitely important stuff to listen to. So thanks, Osni, for pointing that out. I hope some of the information I've mentioned here will be useful. I can't go through all of them. I'm going to cough a lung out. Look at this. Escalations via the Webmaster Trends Analyst forums are valuable. It does escalate to the engineers. That's where they collect errors and problems and bugs. So if you have one, you can definitely escalate problems up through the Webmaster Trends Web Trends Analyst forum. Also, having John Mueller's email helps. I have it. I've emailed him directly and had stuff fixed in 24 hours. But usually it's usually bad stuff. It's not like I can't email him and say, hey, my client's pissed off. You deranked him. Fix it. That John Mueller would never listen to an email of mine again. But even when he was angry at me, he would still listen to them, at least for collecting bugs. And so, that's important stuff. Definitely go over these videos. It's all very important. And again, the point is when you join SEO University or when you're doing your own science, go ahead, do your own if you want. You don't have to join my group. Do your own science. But when you do that and you start having a grand unified theory of ranking, and you know how it all works, and you start seeing the different formulas and you're like, okay, I can break it out into kind of this format here of different areas, of basic areas, then you start to realize when you watch videos like this, you just start noticing what Google's saying, and you can decode their language. Have you ever wished you had a magic decoder ring to decode what these engineers are talking about? Well, if you go to SEO University, you will have it. You'll be able to read between the lines and pick out the right words of what John Mueller is saying, or what this programmer is saying, or what that programmer is saying, Paul Haar is saying, and you will be able to know exactly what they changed and exactly what they did. You're going to be on the inside. You're going to be on the inside track, so to speak. You're going to be in the cool club, so to speak, of being like in the loop of being, okay, I see what they're doing. And so, I mean, your SEO is just going to improve a millionfold. Don't believe me? Go to bit.ly/SEO proof and see how well we're doing. Just don't believe me. Just go to bit.ly/SEO proof and see how well we're doing. And you'll see that we have the proof that we know how to do SEO because things go up. Okay, let's see what questions you guys got. I'm feeling not so fantastic. I'm going to have to leave. Hosni says they will release another one on April 25th. Why do you say that? Why do you say that, Hosni? It's the 23rd. How do you know? How do you know that, my friend? How do you know in 2 days that they will be releasing another algorithm? How do you know that? I'd like to know. Paul says entities. Yeah, so that's an interesting guess, an entity cluster. The answer is no. Google does not use entities anywhere near the amount that I thought they did when I was a SEO, or anyone thinks they do, because I've scientifically tested it. What are entities really? Well, I'll show you. If you go to the Google Natural Language API and click on the ad to cost them money internally, it doesn't cost them any money. It's Google's ad side. And go down here and click Analyze. I want to show you some. Look at this. I'm going to reveal some secrets here for you. You see they break everything down, and they say this is an organization, this is a consumer good, person, location, other. And then they give you a sentiment. Oh, okay, syntax. Now, and they give you categories. Okay, so a lot of SEO groups have made a lot of this tool, and actually, sadly, it's all hype. Google, surprisingly, surprise, Google is not going to release the natural language processing API, the AI that they actually use to do search. They gave us access to a natural language processor. It's not their natural language processor, and I can prove it. Join SEO University. I've got the tutorials. I can show you. But see this word here, entities. That's all it means. These are what the entities are, right? That's all this is the entities are the nouns or the things, the ideas, the concepts, the nouns, the nounness, the thingness that they pulled out. That's what the entities are. It's a thing. They could have used the word thing. It doesn't mean they have a database of organizations. They don't. It is just a factoid in grammar parsing. That's all natural language processing is parsing grammar. That's all it is. And I've got way more proof to show you in SEO University that has totally revolutionized our on-page SEO from like your grandpa's on-page SEO to like the Terminator AI on-page SEO of the future. So this is one little hint at the correct direction. It's not thinking that they have an entity database or they're clustering entities. It has nothing to do with that in this lingo of how they actually use it. The natural language processor. And they do use natural language processing, but just not this one. And we know which one it is, and we know how it works. We know exactly how it works. It's what I've done the most testing on. I've spent hundreds of hours on it. And it's the base of all our SEO. And you can get huge gains just from that alone. Even though there's 7 other buckets that you have to dump time and money into, but some more than others. So that's what entities truly are when it comes to Google. And no, they don't cluster them. Not at all, really, actually. In fact, they separate them. So I've said enough already. So that is the answer to that question. Green Acre says, I've had someone scrape my site once over the last month. Okay. Green Acres, did they outrank you? Let me know if they outranked you with their own content. Hosni says, they announced on YouTube, apparently they're going to do a release on April 25th, with a post inside YouTube if you subscribe to their channel. What about tools like TextRaiser or identifying entities? Okay, so interesting. So can you show it to me? Can you give me a link to it, Hosni? I'd love to look at it on the show here. Hosni is he's my new go-to guy when it comes to listening to Google, because I don't have time anymore to listen to Google. That's what I used to do, listen to Google. And I've mostly given it up. I'm just testing Google now, but right now I'm trying to survive from the stupid coronavirus. But well, look at it, Hosni, if you don't mind looking that up for me. What tools like TextRaiser on identifying entities? I don't know TextRaiser. Let me see. Let me check it out. Hopefully it's not a porn site, so I don't have to edit my YouTube video. So please don't do that. TextRaiser, what's that? Oh, this, obviously, the natural language processing API. Extract meaning from your text. Try the demo. Sure, let's analyze this. Barclays, misled, words, phrases, relations, entities. Oh yeah, interesting. So bank gives you some information. See the relations. The predicate, the object. See, it's just all grammar processing, you see? This is close. This is close, but the problem is that you don't know which one it is. Will this help you rank? 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 Which button do I press? This is close. This is not how we do it. This is not what we scientifically have proven and discovered the way they're doing it, but it's interesting that they're doing. I can see the entities that they've pulled out here. They have a relevance score. How does this relevance score work? Confidence score, relevance score. I need to get more information about how they process this relevance score and confidence score. But no, this is not it. Sadly, you can't just use any. Here's the thing. Here's what Quora doesn't understand. Here's what Pop doesn't understand. And that's why those guys were so badly hit. And here's what the rest of the industry doesn't seem to understand. Google is way too smart, and they're not your friend, and they're trying to kill SEO. They really are. They're trying to crush us. It's a point of pride for them to crush us, because they just don't want anyone messing with their, and it's a point of stress on their end, that they're stressed out that we can do SEO on their algorithm, and so they just don't want us doing that, right? And so it's their point of pride for them to crush us. And so maybe they gave me corona. I don't know. And so you can't just get close to how their algorithms work. If your competition is good, you have to nail how their on page works. And so this is close. This is interesting, but sadly, this is not how it works. You need something specific of what I discovered of how it works. And we have the tools and we have the capabilities in SEO University. It's super cheap. When you join SEO University, the only other payment you need to make is like $10 a month. If that, you can always also get someone else to do it for you. So that's it. Like when you join SEO University, you can cancel all your other SEO tools. You don't need them. Ahrefs, SEMrush, Quora, Pop, all those tools, you don't need those tools. You can cancel them. I don't even use Screaming Frog anymore, right? There's no point. It's not important. We've streamlined the process. We know you can save the maximum amount of money, and we know exactly what you need to do. And so what I'm trying to say is, like, don't buy 5 tools and then say, I can't afford SEO University. What you need is the education. You need the information. You need the secrets. And then once you have the secrets, you go, oh shit, I don't need SEMrush anymore. I don't need Ahrefs anymore. I don't need Quora. I don't need Pop. They don't do the right thing anyway. You need the right tools, and we have it. It's super cheap. It's super cheap. If you join SEO University, you'll find out what it is, and you'll find out how to use it, and you'll find out how Google's algorithms work, and you will succeed. You will have success. So, you could save money. I go, why are you spending so much money? Paul L asks, just a final question. What's the UK equivalent of the Better Business Bureau? I don't know. Does Google know? Be Better Business London, UK. London Chamber of Commerce. They seem to have Better Business Bureau lists them. They seem to deal with that area. Is this your question here on Quora? Did you ask this question on Quora? Within the UK, there's many trade-related apparently this dude says, within the UK, there's many trade-related organizations that provide such codes and compliant resolution. Looks like there's different separate ones in the UK because they're older, so it makes sense that it is bifurcated. Do not use Grammarly. Like I just said, Grammarly is another. Well, no, actually, no. Go ahead. You can use Grammarly. I mean, it's going to just correct it's going to correct your punctuation and whatnot, and it's going to make your writing better from a writing perspective. But this actually could hurt you in terms of SEO, believe it or not. And so don't think that Grammarly is going to save your SEO. It's just another one of these on-page tools or writing tools that people swear by. There's WordPress tools they swear by. They think it's going to help them with SEO. It's not. It's really not. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. It's hurting you. So you got to go to SEO University. You got to get your SEO degree. I'll be offering a certification on it later. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. And that's where you need to go. Okay, so last questions here. Get them in because I'm going to stop breathing. Greenacre says, they pretended to be me basically in Florida and used my content. I did send a lawyer a letter and they deleted it, but it didn't cost me to force them to take it down. I'm really sad to hear that, Greenacres Pest Control. You probably could have just faked a lawyer's letter, like a lawyer, just get some lawyer letterhead, or faked it and just sent a cease and desist, and that might have worked as well, and you wouldn't have had to pay anybody. But yeah, that sucks. If they are able to scrape you, you've got to watch those webmaster videos that I mentioned there. But also, if they were able to scrape you, then that means your site is very, very low quality. So you need to improve your quality. And so I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but now I see a lot of people left, so I'm glad. So just the diehards are here; they can hear. The latest update, the April 16th update, is definitely a quality update. I don't know if I remembered to say that. Sorry, I'm feverish. So it's definitely a quality update. So you need to improve your quality. You need to make it high quality. You need to go back and watch some of my other public videos where I talked about Google already tells you how to rank in some of their other information that they've released, and that relies to quality as well of what people like. If it's high quality, people like it. That's all I'm going to say. So you gotta fix your quality at that point. How to do it, exactly what to do it, the processes for doing it, we've all streamlined and made. But I hope that gives you enough information to DIY a little bit and sets you at least in the right direction. So that applies to you as well, Greenacres. If someone can scrape you and it works, that means that the algorithms that guy was talking about are very, very, very poor. They think your site's very, very poor. And so they're like, well, I have one crappy site. No offense, but Google's thinking, I have one crappy site or one site I know nothing about or a new site. There is totally, in a way, a new site sandbox, right? In numerous, quite direct ways, actually. And they're like, okay, well, I have one crappy site, one new site, or one unknown site, your site, on the one end, and I have another end that has the exact same content, so they're the same. It's the same information as far as I'm concerned, but I like them better for whatever reason, and there's multiple reasons why they can do that. He explains in the video, almost point blank. Watch the video. Watch all those webmaster videos that I mentioned. The link is up there in the chat. And Hosni, can you find that post to them talking about the 25th? Is it on there? Central YouTube. It's on their community. Is that where it is? Is this where you found it, Hosni? Let me know. Let me just do a search for 25. Go. Show it to me. March 25th. 25 that. 25 that. No, I don't find it. So I don't know if it was here what you're talking about, Hosni, but that's interesting. I've never seen this here before. Yeah, okay. So I don't know what's going on there, but or maybe it's further down. Maybe I'll load more here. There. Do we see more? 25? April 25th? Nope. Okay, so I don't know where that is, Hosni, if you found it, but okay, I couldn't see it there, Hosni. I searched for 25. Click the set reminder button. Oh, I don't want to be reminded. I don't want to know. Where is it? This thing? It does tell me. Where's the reminder? Set a reminder. Set reminder. Oh, okay. Like for that video. For which one, Hosni? Not the JavaScript video. The April 28th. I don't see a set reminder though. So you'll have to let me know about that. I don't know where you're seeing this information, but so yeah. So Greenacre, sorry about that. So if you've got low quality site or untrusted site, that's a problem. So join SEO University, and we could definitely help you out there as well. Hosni says, yes, it's the JavaScript video. Oh, really? Okay, set reminder. Reminder on. Is it in this particular comment? Is there comments for this? So I don't know. Excuse me. Martin split, read more. 15 minutes, Wednesday the 29th. So sorry, I don't know what you're talking about there, Hosni, but Greenacre says, so basically I should hire you to improve my site. I've been watching you for years. No, I'm not saying hire me. I'm not really taking clients on right now. No, if you want to do it yourself, that's actually a good point. Thank you for raising that. So a lot of people come on my show who've been watching for years, and they're kind of pissed off because they feel I used to give out a lot more information than I do. But that's really not true. And it can't really do it like I used to do it anymore. SEO is way too complicated for me to actually give you some free tips that you would succeed on. SEO is so complicated now, you need to kind of get in depth and be a researcher in it. So you need to do your own science, you need to do your own scientific testing, or you need to join a group that has. And, I spend a lot of time, 8 hours a day, 5 to 7 days a week doing it. Surprise, I don't want to do it for free. so I charge for it. Greenacre says, no, I'm not mad. I would pay you completely. I understand. I'm just grabbing between the lines of what you would say. Yeah, it's too complicated, man. Sorry, I'm gonna die here from coronavirus. Not literally, hopefully. But I've got to get off this thing. I can't. 1 hour a week would not anywhere come close to cutting it. When you join SEO University, we have months of content for you to absorb to do SEO properly. Months of content. I'm not joking. I mean, literally months of content for you to absorb to do SEO properly. So that's not, nothing I can do about that. Google has made it that hard. They're trying to destroy us, guys. They're trying to destroy us. And how do they do that? They are the smartest PhDs programmers in the world. Some of them have 2 PhDs. Some of them have two PhDs and a postdoctorate degree. for fuck's sake. Like, that's nuts. That's nuts. The education level of these guys is nuts. The complexity of their programming and the sophistication of their programming is quite frankly the best in the world, quite frankly. So we're playing chess with the best programmers in the world. Just let that sink in for a second. You're playing chess, you're doing SEO you're playing chess with some of the smartest chess players in the world, the smartest chess players in the world. It's going to take a few months for me to get you up to speed to be able to take them on. Like, it's not, like 1 hour a week on a free show just isn't going to cut it anymore. And that's why I'm kind of critiquing all these other shows that are just doing like a free thing 1 hour a week every week. It's just that model for me does not work anymore. I cannot do that and live anymore. And that model for you isn't going to work anymore. I would be doing you a disservice, if that was all it was. If I was just giving you an hour a week and then there was no recourse to learn more, because you got to learn more. You have to learn more, and that's the way that it is. So you should get your business to pay for it. You should put it on your credit card. You should get a loan from mom. It's the cheapest education you'll find around, right? SEO University is the cheapest university out there, right? That will actually give you something useful. It's only $300 a month. That's it. And then you can cancel all your other SEO tools. Like, how much do you guys spend on SEO tools right now? I bet you guys are already spending $300 a month on SEO tools. So I'm just saying, cancel them and try me for a month. What have you got to lose? But anyway, I don't want to tell this to a sales pitch because then people get pissed off. But yeah, I'm sorry, man. There's no way. I would need to take a look at your site and do some more stuff. But quite frankly, there's no way I can talk you through this on this show. You got to join and you got to learn for yourself. Because also, I say this to my students all the time. I'm not going to be around forever. I'm not going to be in SEO forever. So if you want to get the knowledge from me, I would join now. Because I'm not going to be in SEO for forever. I've got a number of other projects on the go. They're totally different from SEO. They have nothing to do with SEO. They're creative projects. And based on my schooling, what I did my MA and PhD in, or PhD ABD, before I quit it. And if I can start making money on doing what I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn, and dedicated my life to other than SEO. I'll do that, so, but who knows, maybe I'll be an SEO for another 5-10 years, but I have other sticks in the fire and coronavirus might get me here. Knock on wood. Hope it doesn't. So, if you want to learn the information, I would do it sooner rather than later, because SEO is not going to get any easier, guys. Google is trying to crush you. That is a fact. They're going to keep releasing algorithms to destroy us on a regular basis here. So Hosni says that's a new format post with an image for the upcoming video release, and you can set a reminder to get a notification when the video has been released. But we would love to hear and see you at least once a month to guide on the right track for those who can afford 300 currently. Yeah, I understand, Hosni. If you're in another country, send me an email. You know what? If you're in another country, send me an email. Don't send me an email if your name is John Smith and you live obviously in the States and you're like, yeah, I live in India. Don't do that. But if you're clearly in another country and, you send me an email, I'll see what I can do. No promises, but I'll see what I can do. Chase says, let's collab. Let's collaborate. Yeah, Chase, we've been frenemies for years. And I got nothing against you personally. I really don't. I really wish you all the best. I sincerely do. It's just that the problem is that if I let any other SEO personalities into my university, then they can just take that information and just give it away for free, right? And then all my hard work for years and my competitive advantage is kind of done. So it's really hard for me to think of a way that we can, kind of work together. You can email me and if you have any other thoughts, but I got to mitigate my risk, So I don't know. I could do affiliate stuff, I guess. Maybe I can license the content to you. I'm not really sure how that would work. But yeah. So anyway. Yeah. I don't know. Send me an email, Chase. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what we can do. But again, I'm really not trying to be a jerk. I'm really not. And I'm too weak right now to be a jerk. I feel sick, but But yeah, it's like I don't know how I can mitigate my risk. It's the same thing with all those other guys: Ted, Kyle, Clint, even Jordan Pierce. Like I thought he was my friend. He came in and he knew local stuff, and then he was in the group for a few weeks, took all the information, and left. And now he's running his own private group. So how am I going to stop that? So Mahmoud, email me at joshbaczynski@gmail.com if you want to join. It's a tough problem. Oops. joshbaczynski@gmail.com. And I have a Muhammad says, Josh, you didn't share anything. You just brand yourself. Try to make any initiative in this hard time. Well, Muhammad, I would disagree. With respect, I did give away a lot of tips. A lot of good tips on this video. I showed the webmaster videos. I went through and kind of gave you my 40,000 foot view of one. I agree with you. Your anger is telling me that the free format doesn't work. And I agree. The free format doesn't work. You need to go to SEO University. I'm sorry. I didn't make it this way. Google made it this way. They made it that hard that I cannot give you any value in an hour show. Nothing anywhere near what you need. I could cover one sliver of one bucket of the 8 buckets that are important to rank. So I get it. And I know. And I'm in the first world. I live in a very expensive city. Victoria is a very expensive city in Canada. My mortgage is 3,000 Canadian a month. I think maybe 4,000 Canadian a month. My groceries are up to $5,000 a month. I have a very high cost of living. So I totally get it. Like I've tried again and again to start membership groups in other languages. I tried to start one in Hindi. I tried to start one in Spanish. I talked to other guys about, I can't remember which other one I did, but everyone's a flake and everyone just kind of loses interest, and I can't really rely on any other languages for anybody else. So Chase says, Jesus, Josh, what do you eat? 5K groceries? Yeah, I know. Well, that's all the herbal supplements, that's all the protein supplements, that's all the, the expensive stuff right now, the echinacea and everything for this Corona I have right now. Yeah, I know it's expensive. We shop at like the Whole Foods equivalent. It's not Whole Foods up here in Canada. It's a local chain, and we were kind of just shopping there because we knew the manager, and our every shopping bill every week was like $600. So we're like 3 to 5K, and then when you add skip the dishes onto that, that's how that price was getting up there. I was skipping the dishes every day. Well, not anymore. We're not doing that anymore, right? So that's how things get expensive. But Vinod says he's from India. How many hours do you think a person has to put in per week to make the best use of your course? You're going to do 8 hours a day every day for the first few months. It depends on your skill level, right? SEO University is a master course. So SEO University is a master course. A master course assumes you already know HTML, you already know CSS, you already know JS, you understand how PHP and MySQL work. You understand WordPress at the base level, or whatever CMS you want to use. You don't have to be able to program in JavaScript and PHP, but you have to understand these things well enough that you can go change something. Because newsflash, guys, that's where the SEO happens. The SEO doesn't. Part of the reason why everyone thinks links are the big SEO thing is because it's easy. It's easy for them to go change it, right? They can hire it. They can source it out. You ever notice how all the master SEO strategies over the years take the path of least resistance? Have you ever noticed that? Like just changing your title tags, that's the biggest SEO strategy. Buying links, that's the biggest SEO strategy. Why? Because people had systems already set up from 2000 to do that they just want to keep monetizing, and because it's the path of least resistance. Newsflash, Google made it harder for us, so you can't take the path of least resistance anymore. And why has it always been that the best ranking factors are the easiest? Like, ooh, what a coinkydink that's the way it worked out. Of course, it's bullshit. It's total bullshit. Now Google is making it hard. Very, very hard. Very, very obtuse, very erudite. And if you don't understand the academic kind of things they're doing, like that natural language processor thing, if you don't understand all that crap, which I had to learn, then again, you're not going to understand how it works, right? So, and again, you guys shouldn't be surprised. Like that's the way Google wants to make it hard for all of us. Nomad Entrepreneur says, I bet Justin Trudeau doesn't spend $5,000 on groceries. Yeah, well, keep in mind, I live on an island, right? So everything's more expensive here. I live on Vancouver Island. That's that island in Canada that juts it into the Puget Sound there, where Seattle is, in that whatever you call it, river delta or whatever it is. Daniel says, can I use your images to sell my own courses? No, please don't. People have done that though. People have done that. People have actually used my image to sell courses. They're not, I don't know. I have no idea who these people are. People in Russia are doing that. I'm flattered, I guess. I don't know. Just join SEO University. It's not that expensive. Come on. For Western people. Come on, for crying out loud. Chase says, what's the biggest SEO secret for 2020? The biggest SEO secret for 2020 is interestingly the same as it's been for a while, just that in SEO University, we know what this actually means. It's quality. And so I have to use that euphemism of quality. I've already given away too much on this show as to what that is. So Vinod says, I know everything you've mentioned, at least the basics of on-page SEO 2. That's why I'm willing to know how much time I need to spend. Okay, well, that's good. Well, if you already know those basics that I mentioned, then I don't know if your name is Vinod or Kumar, because you have Vinod smaller, or you said your name was Vinod. I don't know. Dude, if you already know that stuff, then that's really good, because then you can just jump right in, and then so it's going to be much faster, right? It's going to be a month or two, not like 3 months now. It's going to be a month or two of 4 to 6 hours a day. You have to watch all the basic orientations I've got. You're going to have to check all the content out. You're going to have to get up to speed on everything. You're going to have to be a couple of Q&As with me for you to figure out what everything's going on there. Mahmoud says, Chase, I guess it's content hiding. Man, I love your clients pitching. Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know. That's funny. I don't know what content hiding is. I wouldn't recommend hiding any content, by the way. I wouldn't recommend that. That would not be such a good idea to try and do that with Google. Ella Brittain says, does your wife ever get tired of you talking for so long? Yes. Yes, I'm sure she does. Your attempt to take a shot at me makes me laugh. Yes, probably. I don't know. And Chase is like, my what? There. On that note, I will end. So I hope you've enjoyed the show. If you have any SEO questions, please email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com. If you want to apply to SEO University, let me know. If you are truly in the third world, or you better fake it really well, let me know, and maybe I can try and do something for you. But Chris is like, no, I missed it. Hi there, Chris. If you have any questions right now, let me know. Otherwise, you just rewind and watch the whole thing. I have Corona. Mohammed says, I manage a website that has 15 backlink, compete with website that has 1,000 backlink, and outrank it lots of times. But I just implement my own strategies without spending any penny. Yeah, that means you're a good guesser then, Mohammed. It's not impossible to succeed as a guessio. I've measured the effect of Google's November anti-SEO algorithm. It is destroying 80% of SEOs. 20% will squeak by. And you might be like, well, how do you know that exactly, Josh? Well, it's because it's how the algorithm works. Join or enroll in the university, and then you'll learn yourself. But yeah, so you could be one of the 20%. And Stuart reminds me, Uh, Stuart reminds me, steroid tablets, not anabolic steroids. Okay, sure. At this point, I'll try almost anything. Um, and on this note, Ella says, I'm going to go make porn with Chase, the real SEO god. There you go, Ella. Hey, whatever turns your crank, Chase is a handsome young man. I'll give him that. When I held that White Hat versus Black Hat conference years ago, and Chase came up to Victoria, I don't know if Chase wants me to tell this story, but he did. One of the waitresses who was tending to the conference at the hotel that we booked, she was this cute little thing, and Chase comes into the room the next day. No, she comes down, and she gives me a jacket, like a suit jacket, and she's like, "Oh, this belonged to that cute guy who was with you," and I'm like, "Okay," and then Chase comes in. He's like, "Oh, my jacket." I'm like, why did one of the waitresses give it to me? He's like, "Oh, I hooked up with her last night." So you're in good company, Ella. He gets around. He's a cad, that young Chase. Sorry for coughing right in the mic there. Mohammed says, "What is the best tool?" Oh, I'm dizzy. Ooh, it's like a free high. Mohammed says, "What is the best tool that help us control out SEO experiments?" That's the SEO chat. Chase is the SEO chat. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, damn. All right. I have to share something with Chase. Just because he said that, I wasn't going to share it. But I have to share this something with Chase. Okay. Okay, so first, let me answer Mohammed's question, and then I really have to go because I'm really getting dizzy. What is the best tool that helps us control our SEO experiments? There is no tool. There is no tool out there that helps you control SEO experiments. All the frameworks for SEO experiments and all the tools for SEO experiments are based on too many presuppositions as to how the algorithm actually works. They already presume how the algorithm actually works, and they presume the best way to track it. You'll never get a grand unified theory of ranking if you use any of these tools or frameworks. And that's sadly where Ted and I disagreed. He wanted to make a framework for testing. And I'm like, but your framework has too many presuppositions in it. It already presupposes this, it presupposes that, it presupposes this. And he's like, well, I want to do it. I'm like, okay, well, bye. So sadly, that's not going to work, right? The best tool out there to help you control your SEO experiments is your own intelligence, your own cleverness. And the Google the Google search engine, and that's it. And you guys have to learn. And it's taken me 3 years to master it. And I'm a pretty smart guy, IQ 145-ish, MA, PhD, science trained. So there's smart people all over the place. Mohammed, if you think you can do that, I'm also telling you, by the way, Google is trying to purposely screw up with our experiments. So you got to be really careful about what you infer based on the evidential spread. And so it might just be quicker to join SEO University. But hey, I don't like lippy people either. And I can't remember if you were one of the lippy ones from up there. So I probably wouldn't let you in anyway. But Vinod Kumar says, will a site definitely be penalized sooner or later for linking out to a gambling site? Even if it's once a month, how much is too much? Links are so not a problem. Stop thinking about links and start thinking about all the other ranking factors. It's so not an issue. Okay, let me see here. Let me turn off the display capture just for a second. And let me look in my email here. I'm not gone. I just got to find something. Let me see. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Where is it? It's gonna take me a while to find. Maybe I should have done. I probably shouldn't be trying to do this live. Trying to click through my email and find it. All right, here we go. All right. Here I'll leave you just because Chase said what he said. Go here to Cameo I should have known that Chase liked chat. Just go here to Cameo. I'll put the link here. There you go. Okay. I'll put the Cameo link here in the chat. Go here and watch this. This is another little love letter I have for Chase. So go ahead and watch that. And that's what I'll leave for you there. All right, guys. Thanks very much. This has been the SEO Science Show. If you want to join SEO University, let me know. Join before the coronavirus gets me. And we will see you next time, guys.